sort of filtered through these classic stories that I'm telling. And one of the slides I didn't get to show was a page from Mad Magazine that came out in the 50s. It was a strip called "If Famous Authors Wrote the Comics," and it's essentially the same idea as what I'm doing. So they have, if Edgar Allan Poe wrote Dennis the Menace, and Dennis is burning his house down and quoting Nevermore, and if Mickey Spillane wrote Nancy, it's actually on. I don't have time to show the slide. I'll show it to you after. It's in the late 50s. It's been reprinted a number of times by Mad, and if Mickey Spillane wrote Nancy, so Sluggo is essentially the tough guy character, and he falls for Aunt Fritzy, and it's so I'm sort of following in the tradition of that. I would say the only difference between what I do and what Mad does, where they were very slavish about following the styles, one thing that Mad would always do is they would editorialize about the stories that they were retelling, and I try not to do that. Like I let the comic strip and the classic combine, but I don't say, oh, this is dumb. You know, I just put them together as if they were meant to be together, and then I let the reader sort of decide, you know, if it has resonance or not for them. But so much of what I do goes back to Harvey Kurtzman, who was the first Mad editor, and if you look at those old issues, I mean, they're still doing it too. There's a lot of that sensibility in my work, and it's a lot of slavish research. I do a lot of research. That's how I do it.
I've read that somewhere, that you take a lot of examples of the original.
Yeah, it's I have a whole other slideshow about that. Some other time, folks.